Hey guys, what's up? How's it going? This is Enzyme Art, and this is a kind of in-betweener video because we're kind of getting ready for our second season, and I wanted to go over a walkthrough of the process of the robot. If you haven't seen the robot video, check it out. I'm going to link it here on the side, and it kind of goes through it in more detail, but here's just another draw through of just the process that I go through. And pretty much it goes in stages. The stages can change, you can skip stages, etc., but I did number them later on. So this is kind of the composition phase, and I'm thinking of different silhouettes in order to kind of come up with a composition of the robot that I want, and a lot of it is in the way that it carries itself. A lot can be told from the silhouette. So that's pretty much what I'm trying to come up with. All I know is that I want a humanoid, and I do want kind of a bow-legged look. I don't know for what construction. I should come up with a story, but as of right now, there is no story. It's just a futuristic type of robot here. I'm probably going to go with different shapes, making them vastly different if I can, but not so different that it's obscenely, unusable. I'm going to go with the first one. I like the very first silhouette the most, and that's pretty much what I'm going to pick. This is essentially stage one of the drawing phase, and this is where I go through with pen, pretty dark pen, and I put down just where the joints are going to be. I start with the center line, which represents the spine, and I come out with where the pelvis is going to be, and the leg, and where the leg's going to turn, and how he's going to kind of hit the ground, which is a really big deal. You got to make him look like he's solidly standing there. And this phase is really quick. Very, very quick, honestly. That wasn't, I didn't even fast forward it that much. What I do is I throw another piece of paper over that. And with the same pen, I start bringing out, like, the structure of it, Like, how thick is this guy going to be? You know what I mean? And just kind of what are the biggest parts of his body, like his armor, or because I don't really know what he's going to be. He's essentially going to be just a guard, I believe. And I come with these large shapes to kind of get a better visual on what his ultimate shape's going to look like. And that really kind of clears up my head for when I want to put in smaller detail. Because right now this phase is just kind of like the large, you can almost call it large detail, really. It's real messy, nothing clean, really, really messy, these two stages. Okay, now I threw another sheet of paper over that. And this is where I start going into as much detail as I can. I start thinking of certain pivot points. I thought about pivot points before, but this is where I start thinking about little trap doors on his robot. And honestly, this stage is really a lot of what I already know. You know what I mean? This is kind of like the stuff that you got in your head right there. What kind of gears do you have stored up in your visual library? That's usually what comes to my mind. And I'm trying to make sure everything kind of makes sense, for the most part, in perspective. It's not dead on, but it's close enough so where you can't tell. And I just start going into small gears, and again, a lot of this is what the things you store, and I go over that in the other video of kind of how you build your visual library. But if I was to say it in this video, I would say go over a lot of tech books. The crazy thing is sometimes I can look at my lamp. Right here has a lot of cool looking gears in the side of that. Just from things in real life, things around you. Really see things in a different way, because I believe it was Marshall Vandross or Vandross. I think it's Vandross. He said that the secret to creativity is seeing something as something else. So if I look at this lamp, I don't see like a lamp holder, right? I don't see the arm of the lamp. I see like a robot's leg, or a robot's arm, or just something functional. You see it as something else. I'm looking at a small microphone. That could be some sort of animal, like could be incorporated into an alien design. Could be incorporated into another robotic design. See things as something else. That is really the secret of all this stuff. If you ever see concept artists work, they have all kinds of ways to try to boost the creativity in their head. And I'll go through some of those later on. continuing to kind of work on that arm. I want to make it even, but not so even that it's boring. I made his right arm a little bit bigger, I think. This part was really difficult, pushing, kind of going back to his feet. I didn't want to make him have normal feet, so I wanted kind of like spider feet, and kind of grounding him was really hard. You kind of bounce around and you kind of lose track, especially when you're going this small, you know, in terms of their feet. You go zoom in, you kind of, mix stuff up. So what I'm doing now is I am throwing a thick outer border line to kind of contain those shapes. And I noticed that's a technique thing, and I've talked about it in other videos. I throw see that, how the line, that's like a larger line, and it contains the kind of complicated stuff inside, and it makes it look better. I don't know why, I can't explain that, but it really contains it with smaller shapes on the inside. And then this is the last stage. I go through and I start throwing the darks, in the armpits, where I think they'll be. You can really throw a lot more if you want. You can throw the whole lower shin in darkness, but I just didn't choose to. I just chose to kind of throw it, in key areas I thought would kind of ground this drawing into, the paper, that kind of thing. You kind of ground it. The darkness really grounds it and makes it feel heavier on the page. Anyways, guys, this has been the draw through. I'll see you soon, and please give me some feedback below. Stay creative, guys.